Welcome to this short video on the latest upgrade to Red Square Web. The changes we're talking about take effect as of the 13th of September. The first lot of changes we look at relate to general changes, and they happen within for sale, for lease, property information and CMI. We'll start by just doing a search within the for sale. But the changes I'm talking about initially, as I said, are across the board. The first change is the M or mark column has now been locked. What this means is that if you scroll to the far right hand side of your screen, you still can see the mark column, and at this point you can mark individually and you can see anything that has been marked previously. But if you want to mark a range of properties, you must scroll back to the left, and at this point, and only at this point, you can then mark your range of properties as you have in the past. So that's the first general change. The next general change has happened within the format area, and if I left click on format, and you'll see that the delete unmarked records has been renamed to remove unmarked records. So it is just purely a change in name. But then we have also given you the ability to remove marked records. So the property listing table has become even easier to use, giving you the ability to either delete your unmarked or delete marked records. So that was the first lot of changes, and as I said, those changes of deleting marked or deleting unmarked records will make the property listing table even easier to use. Within specific areas, for instance within the for sale, and if I come up to the reports option, because it's here that we've had the changes, we have now given you the ability to see or have 9 properties on a page. If you left click that, it will show you the option on your screen. To see it, of course, we'll have to come into the print, and we'll just quickly open up the PDF. It's the same as all your other records, and because there's 9 to a page, it does limit the amount of text that you can see. But the 9 per page, it's the same as all your other options. Your logo is in the top left, and your office details are on the top right hand side. The other change that has been made within the reports relates to the full page brochure. On the full page brochure, we have now limited the open for inspection time to just show you the next open for inspection. So instead of having a range of inspection times, the full page brochure will now only show you the next scheduled open for inspection. If we come to the for lease area, within the for lease area, the full page brochure once again has been limited to, so far as the open for inspection, to only show you the next scheduled open for inspection time. We've also included the 9 properties per page. That report has been included in the for lease. But the other change that has been made, that here within the search category area itself, the available date has been added as a search criteria there. So the 3 main changes in that for lease area has been the change to the full page brochure, where it will only show you the next scheduled open for inspection time, the inclusion of the 9-page report, and the available date now being added as a searchable field. Within the property information, there has been a couple of changes here. Firstly, within the ownership information, the export to CSV has now been fixed. For those of you that aren't unsure of that, what happens is you mark the appropriate properties that you want marked, and then I can left click on export to CSV. In this case it's all 26 properties, and the 26 properties that I've marked will be all exported across to an Excel spreadsheet. So that export to CSV is now available as an option for the ownership. If you come into the sales information, the owner-occupier field has now been removed from the search options and the results, as it was no longer being updated. One thing that we have added that you may find handy is that if I'm searching for street numbers, I can now have the ability to actually put in, say, number 2, comma, number 7, comma, number 9, comma, and number 17. So now I have the ability to search by the numbers, specific numbers and multiple numbers, purely by using the comma separated entries. And I'll just go search. I've got 2 streets there, and you'll see there is the appropriate numbers. There is no number 17 Douglas, so that's quite easy there for you. Whilst we're quickly looking at the street numbers there, you'll notice that in the P column, you'll see P stands for photo. The next change we've made is, and if I go to number 2 Donald Street, if I just left click, and that's where I could upload the photo, but if I just open up the full report, you will see it here. Number 2 Donald Street now has an image, even though it's not showing on your property listing table, because what we've done is any properties that we no longer have or we don't have a current photo for, we are now including the Google Street View image for that particular property. So if I just quickly come back to the list view, you're not seeing the photo, so you still have the ability by left clicking on the arrow to upload an image if you have it. If you don't have the image, when you open it up and you go to either the full report or the subject property, within any of those reports now, it will automatically include the Google Street View. So that they're the main changes, or the applicable changes within the property information. You've got the export to CSV for New South Wales ownership information. The owner-occupier field has been removed from the New South Wales sales information search and results. You now have the ability to search for street number by purely using the comma separated entries, and we're now using the Google Street View property image for any properties where we don't have the applicable photo. Within CMI, you now have a CMI property ID as a search category, and if you do a particular search, you now have the CMI property ID as showing as well on your list view. So they're the main search areas. Remember, at any stage if you need help with Red Square, you always have the 1300 137 161, and our good people are there in customer support from 8:45 to 6 o'clock.